All right, got a quick one today. We're going to take a peek at Arthur Adams on Authority. This was only 2 issues, and they happen to be the only 2 issues of Authority that I own, specifically because I noticed the Adams covers and his work on the insides. So here we go. All right, my lighting sucks. Apologies about that. We'll take a peek at 27, then look at 28. This is in the middle of a storyline, so we're not looking at it at all. We're just going to kind of take a peek at the craftsmanship by Art in these. All right, so cool cover right here. I think in the back it shows some layouts. Maybe, maybe not. I know that I've seen several different layouts of this piece. It might be in here. Not entirely sure. Starts out right off the bat. This is very, very reminiscent of like an X-Men page. You know, you would switch this out with Angel, Aurora Storm, you know, maybe a villain or Wolverine with the claws out, not looking terrified, and then like Beast, you know. Yeah, and so these 2 books here, I did notice at the time, he brought the same energy that he presented in the Joni Future books. I don't recall whether or not it was the same time frame that he was illustrating these, but definitely has that flavor. These books feel like an Alan Moore book, even though it's Mark Millar. They feel like an Alan Moore book, I think, because of just the very random approach to side characters. But yeah, cool to look at. Awesome crops, you know, as usual. Anytime I need very interesting, simple pages, things of dialogue, you know, just different shots like this, like the pullaways. Yeah. Bird eye view. He does very, very good. These 3, I don't know what you would call it, a 3/4 bird eye. You know, they're really good at kind of opening your mind's eye to this sort of a layout. You know, as far as character placement, and then size and scale to other items like bushes, trees, doorways. His stuff's always like super on point. Even back in this is, I think it was 2002. So yeah, this has to be around the same time as the Joni Future, because the rendering, even on the lips, so the way he rendered lips gives it away. Let's see, that is not Art Adams. All right, here we go. Really cool characterizations. These characters are always the best. I think Mojo Mayhem had a few characters like that, where they look like they possibly were based on a real person. You know, maybe Art had known things like this. Just really good job at drawing these characters that look like they could be, you know, something cartooned from a film. So, but yeah, anyways, man, yeah, this stuff's great. Stuff is great. Alright, so that's the end of that one there. Let's see, yeah, there's nothing there on that. Alright, so then we're going to flip over to issue 28. Like I said, 27 is the first one illustrated, 28 is the second one. Cool creature back here. You got a fairy up here. Yeah, dude, man, this stuff... I'm not brave enough to put this kind of stuff in a book yet. Just wackiness. I really like this character's design right here. But yeah, I mean, for myself, you know, honestly, I'm not familiar with the Authority books. They were super popular. I know it was started out with, who was the artist on it? Brian Hitch, right? So, like, fresh hot off of well, it would be Marvel, so it would have been like, what, the Ultimates line of books? It just didn't appeal to me. I don't know. I didn't really feel interested in a DC version of the Ultimates, I guess. I kind of felt like maybe that's what they would be attempting. So I'm not sure whether or not they did. But this book definitely feels a lot more, again, it feels more like an Alan Moore approach where, like, there's some realistic kind of approach and aspects to it. It's not just superheroes and saving the day. You know, it's got darker aspects to characters that you necessarily wouldn't see it from. So, yeah, these layouts and stuff are awesome. You know, who inked this? You know, I didn't even talk about that. Okay, so, oh, you know what? The inks are, because this felt a little too clean for art. Tim Townsend and Trevor Scott. Tim Townsend, old school Extreme Studio inker, went on, inked a whole bunch of Joe Mad. And then, of course, Trevor Scott, who did a pretty decent job of the entire art chores on Deathblow back in the day. I had a buddy that was really, really into Trevor Scott work for a bit. I just kind of saw it as like a kind of fill-in, I guess. I don't know. But he kind of got me into actually like checking out aspects of his work, and I appreciate it now. Yeah, so, and I really dig this character's design too. So cool. So let's check out the end of the... I do like this too. If you see here the reflection, you got all these other characters here, and you can see the reflection in the visor eyeball thing on him. Alright, so let's get through this. Classic pose right here. This feels like something Art could have done on like a Wizard magazine cover. But yeah, I mean, for a book that has characters that literally don't appeal to me, they just feel way too adjacent to existing stuff that I do know. He definitely, I mean, Art got the money from me, you know, like his work on this is how DC got my money for these 2 months in particular. This is a really cool splash right here. Really, really rendered child here. Looks like a 50-year-old man. I don't know. I don't know. When you're an awesome artist like Art, you get away with that, you know. The rest of us, not so much. It gets pointed out pretty quickly. That's a really cool shot. The lighting, too. Good colors, too. Very good colors. The palette in these books reminds me... You know, there's something that's reminding me of a bit. And this book also, by the way, is Tim Townsend inks. Looks like Tim handled this one on his own. This one here, he did Splitsies with Trevor Scott. But the coloring on these, it feels or seems like the palette used in the underappreciated or just not loved at all Jim Lee's Divine Right comics, and because they're just very bright, not a lot of playing with colors that besides like things like right here, not a lot of dark colors in this palette. Everything is super bright, a lot of green, a lot of yellow, blue used sparingly. Man, this almost feels like a Bachalo design for, I don't know why. Maybe the way that creature is drawn. But yeah, anyways, there's those 2 books. Authority issue 27, Authority issue 28. I only own these here. I have no clue if they're in a trade paperback. Maybe DC should think about doing a, I don't know, an Art Adams omnibus. Just a bunch of stuff by Art Adams. That'd be awesome. Covers, fill-in issues, you know, maybe the Gen 13 stuff he did as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching.